The following is a paid program for your psychic experience presented by Gold Coast Media Incorporated. Direct from San Francisco, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, welcome to Your Psychic Experience, starring legendary celebrity psychic, Kenny Kingston. Join us today as Kenny returns to San Francisco, where his psychic gift was first put to use reading such famous people as Presidents Harry Truman and Dwight D. Eisenhower, Greta Garbo, James Dean, and Marilyn Monroe. A successful author, radio personality, and frequent talk show guest, Kenny received a special proclamation from the mayor honoring his triumphant return to the city by the bay. Your host for our show from Room 222 and the Emmy Award-winning series In the Heat of the Night, Denise Nicholas. And joining Denise and Kenny are their special guests. From The Love Boat, Ted Lange. Star of the TV series Out of This World and Angie, Donna Pescow. And from the daytime drama The Young and the Restless, Sharon Farrell, direct from her set in Hollywood, California. And now, a big San Francisco welcome for Denise Nicholas.
To your psychic experience. During the next 30 minutes, we're all going to share in a unique and rewarding experience. We're going to discover how we can improve our lives financially, emotionally, and romantically. And the man behind it all is the fabulous psychic, Kenny Kingston. You know, when I was first asked to host the show, I was very excited. I'd heard about Kenny Kingston, and I really looked forward to meeting him. I soon discovered that Kenny's psychic gift goes way beyond just reading the future or telling you about the past. His is a very special gift. He's a warm and caring person who is deeply concerned about you and about your life. And he's established an entire network of psychics, the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, made up of caring, gifted psychics who all share his concern for people. Like Kenny, they can help give your life new meaning. All right, what do you say we meet the man behind this remarkable network? Kenny Kingston.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you, Denise. And thank you, sweet spirits, for your many, many kind letters. And thanking you for calling my psychic hotline so many times and then writing to me and telling me how wonderful my psychics were. You know, it all began for me right here in San Francisco, where I gave private readings to Greta Garbo, Ingrid Bergman, Joan Crawford, and of course, Marilyn Monroe. But I'm going to give some readings to you people. Are you ready? Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right, may I pick up a vibration, I pick up a wonderful vibration from you. You want to move, don't you? Yes or no?
Yes.
You're going to go to Oregon. Where do you want to go?
Ashland.
Where, in what state?
Oregon.
Fair enough. Are you involved with two different men in a business venture?
Yes.
Spirit says one is a very tall, blonde man.
Yes.
The other is a short, dark man with a mustache.
Yes.
Thank you. Do business with the tall, blonde.
Yes.
Because the dark-haired man is hiding behind that mustache and not good for you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You know, Denise, a psychic is a guide, really. We tell you about your past, your present, and your future, trying to lead you as you call our line. But you don't have to take that advice.
Right, it's an individual choice.
Exactly.
Right.
You either follow it or you don't follow it. It's exactly as simple as that. Remember, my psychics are professional. They're trained to help you. They're trained so that you won't be afraid. How many people here are actually afraid to make a telephone call?
I don't know, let's ask the audience.
All right, let's ask.
Over here.
Well, I'm reluctant to call because I'm afraid of what they might tell me.
If you should be what we call afraid or you fear making a phone call, simply scratch out the word fear, replace it with a wonderful word called faith. Mm-hmm. Faith in yourself and faith in my psychics. Yes, right over there, please.
Sometimes I just don't think my problems are big enough to discuss with a psychic.
Trust me when I say this to you, and I say it to you with all my heart. If it's big to you, it's just as big to my caring psychics who want to help you.
It's time to introduce one of our celebrity guests. And you'll recognize him from The Love Boat, and he's now a very successful Hollywood director. Please welcome Mr. Ted Lange.
Our guests will be calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, but you can call before anyone by dialing the number on your screen right now.
You know that the sweet spirits are responsible for all those years of your working, young man? You're going to say how? How? Okay. A lady came to me for a private reading one day. I'd never met the lady before, and she carried a book in her hand. And I gave her the reading, and afterwards she said, "Tell me, Kenny," she says, "what about this book? Is there going to be any success at all?" I said, "Geraldine, the book is going to be #1 on the bestseller list, but then it's going to go into one of the longest running television series in history." The woman was Geraldine Saunders, right?
That's right.
And the show was?
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Yeah.
See how great we are? The Love Boat. How do you feel about my psychic hotline?
Now, see, Kenny, the thing is this. I know that you're a good psychic, okay?
Yes.
And, but you've got people call into the hotline. And what I want to know is if the psychics on the hotline are as good as you. That's what my concern is.
Wait a minute. Are you challenging me?
Yes, that is a challenge. I'm throwing down the gauntlet.
All right. All right. I admire you for that. All right, then I'm going to give you to a psychic that you've never talked to before. You know nothing about. They know nothing about you. Let's just press the button, and you're on the line for a Kenny Kingston psychic.
All right.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Kenny Kingston line. May I help you, please? You say your name 3 times for me, sir.
I will. My name is Ted Lange. Ted Lange. Ted Lange.
All right. And the first thing that I see here comes up in your past, and it talks about a problem that you had with your family. It seemed that an argument, it was just a simple, really, disagreement, turned into an argument, and then it became an estrangement, which it took a little bit of time to repair and get back together in a natural and perfect place with your family. So there was a person in your family that it took a little bit of effort on your part, Ted.
That's true.
Yes.
You're scary. Wait a minute.
But I would
No, that's
tell you.
right on the money. That's very good.
I can truly say they're the most accurate group of psychics any place to be found. Our psychics work around the clock, 24 hours. You can pick up that telephone and get an honest, caring psychic. It works.
On arriving in San Francisco earlier this week, Kenny gave me a private reading. I'd like to share that moment with you now.
As I come into your vibration with your jewelry, a voice tells me very, very clearly from the other side that acting is excellent for you. However, I find writing to be a glorious situation for you.
It's where my heart is. It's always been there.
But I see you're right. You will write something, though, that you will appear in. Is there a contemplation of it?
Yes. I'm writing something for me.
Thank you. And your question now. Go ahead. If you have a question, ask Spirit the question. Go ahead.
Well, I have questions about my father.
Yes?
I just want to know that he's all right.
He was greeted on the other side by a man by the name of Frank, they tell me. Who is Frank?
Frank was his friend.
Okay. That's enough, isn't it? He greeted him on the other side. But he will always be with you when you need him.
That's maybe...
Who passed away so suddenly, who comes to me, who's a woman, but she was quite young when she passed. And she comes to me, though, she was in pain before she passed. There was a pain around her, yes?
Yes.
Were there 7 letters in her first name?
Yes.
Yes, because she gives me a 7. And you know, she passed away between 7 and 11. I say that the sister with the initial M. Her name?
Michelle.
They found her?
Yes.
They found her.
She was murdered.
I know. Call to her. Just call to her now, please.
Michelle.
Michelle. Call again.
Michelle.
Michelle is safe in paradise. Trust me. With all my heart. With all my... It takes time. It takes time for them, listen, to become reconciled on the other side. But now you're strong. You got a purpose now.
Stay tuned. When we return, we'll be talking to daytime television star Miss Sharon Farrell, direct from Hollywood via closed-circuit television. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ted Lange, and I just want to tell you, you know what's so great about Kenny's Hotline Psychics is that when you get the reading, I mean, you feel like they know who you are and that they're guiding you along a path that you need to be going along. I suggest that you pick up the phone and try it. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too.
My psychic made a prediction that the man I just met was my true love and that we get married in only 4 months.
Well, when she told me, of course, I didn't believe it. I mean, after all, we had just gotten together. But the psychic was absolutely right. And we got married almost to the day she predicted. Kenny's hotline made a believer out of me.
I call myself an open-minded skeptic. I've investigated psychics all over the country, and over the years I've found Kenny Kingston to be extraordinarily accurate. In fact, he constantly amazes me.
I've never called a psychic line before, but after meeting Kenny, I'm gonna do it.
When I spoke to my psychic on the phone, we connected. She told me the past was behind me. Get on to the future because it was looking very bright.
If you want to know what lies ahead for you in the future, do what I do. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. You won't regret it.
I've never endorsed anything before, but after meeting Kenny Kingston, I've decided to make an exception. Kenny has established an entire network of gifted psychics, a caring, helpful family who all share his concern for people. And like Kenny, they can guide you and give your life new meaning. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline right now. It just might change your life forever.
Last year, one of Kenny's psychics, Lady D, told my wife and I that we could expect a little baby girl. We didn't think it was possible at the time, but she was right. Now, we have a beautiful little girl.
I've been calling the psychic hotline now for over a year, and the psychics are so accurate, they just blow me away.
I get so much great advice from my psychic Deirdre, I put her on speed dial.
Now, when you call my hotline, you can receive my Experiences magazine absolutely free. It's packed with articles about famous celebrities, amazing psychic stories, tips on relationships, and more. Ask your psychic how you can receive your free Experiences magazine. Call now.
There are many unexplained mysteries in our world. San Francisco has one of the most baffling. On June 13th, 1962, 3 men attempted to escape from what was, up until then, referred to as an inescapable prison. The prison? Alcatraz. Since it became a federal penitentiary in 1934, no one had ever escaped from the Rock alive. Did these prisoners? Only one man could answer this 30-year-old mystery. Psychic Kenny Kingston.
Alcatraz. Once the home of many, many lost souls. But I still think that they're here with us in spirit. And later on in the show, I'm going to attempt to contact one of them.
Joining us via closed-circuit television, direct from Hollywood, one of daytime television's hottest actresses and star of the new feature film, A Gift from Heaven, Miss Sharon Farrell.
Hi, Kenny. Hi, Denise. Hi, everybody.
Sharon, do you want a reading?
Oh, Kenny, would you?
I will, if you tell me what happened from the last reading I gave you on the air.
I was up for Gift from Heaven, and I asked you if I was going to get the role, and you told me I would, and you also said that the film was going to go to Cannes and that we would get fabulous reviews, which we did. Now you tell me something else.
All right, Sharon, there's also going to be quite a change for you in the next 4 or 5 months. There's going to be a fantastic offer for you. Bide your time with it. Give yourself 7 hours before giving a yes or a no to it.
7 hours?
7 hours. In other words, don't jump. What's your question this time, Sharon, dear sweet spirit?
I'm up for another movie. It's called Beyond Desire. Will I get it?
Yes, but they must change the leading man.
Really?
There'll be something regarding the leading man, and the chemistry won't quite be right. Bide your time on that. Maybe that's the 7th. But anyway, Sharon, good luck, sweet spirit.
Kenny, they're calling me on the set. I've got to go.
That's the timing. That's what spirit does.
I love you, Kenny. I love you, everybody.
Now, how about going into the audience to do a few readings?
I don't know whether they would like me.
Would you like that? Yes! Fans are calling you!
I will do it. Who is Al?
My cousin.
Thank you. Where is Ann or Anna?
Where I live at.
Thank you. Does she have to climb stairs to get there?
No, yes, sometimes she does.
Tell her to be very careful on the way up because she's got a bad right leg.
That's right. Very true.
There was a cameo in your home in a dresser drawer.
Right, great-grandmother.
Was a cameo there, yes or no?
Yes.
You thought, what's it all about? I could have taken my life.
Yes. Very true.
Will I marry again?
This would be your third time, really. Yes or no?
Yes.
Should we do more? She's carrying too much salt in her system. She's having trouble with her legs right now.
She's got arthritis of the knees and she can barely walk.
Donna, dear sweet spirit, you'll see this girl within 3 years.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
People are calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline and getting answers that make a difference in their lives.
Kenny, that was great.
As I've told you earlier, every single one of my psychics takes a very personal interest in you and your problems. But most of all, my psychics have developed a very close personal bond with all of their callers.
Sounds like the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline is sort of like an extended family.
That's absolutely right, Denise. We're very much a part of a family. And may I invite each and every one of you to become part of that family. So please pick up your telephone now and call the number right there on your screen.
Later in the program, Kenny Kingston will tell us if these men escaped from Alcatraz alive.
Thank you for calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. How can I help you today?
Well, I'd like to know about my love life. Do you see any prospects?
Yes, I see that you're coming.
This reading by John is just like one you'll receive when you call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline right now at the number on your screen.
The initials J.S. Does this mean anything to you?
Let me think. The guy I dated in high school had the initials J.S., but he moved away a long time ago, and I don't think he's coming back.
This man is your soulmate, and he will be back in your life very soon.
After I spoke with my psychic, I didn't know what to think. Then less than 1 week later, I got a letter from my old boyfriend. He's moving back. If my psychic was right about that, who knows?
Whenever I have an important decision that I have to make, I call Kenny's psychics. They make my problem their problem, and they give me the answers that I need.
I was out of town at a party, and I met this great guy named Mike, but I left the party too soon, and we didn't exchange numbers. And when I got home, I thought I had lost him forever. But when I was talking to my psychic on the hotline, she had said that Mike was actually very close, and I should just look in the phone book. Well, I didn't believe her, but I looked anyway. And there it was, so I called him up, and we've been seeing each other ever since.
What's so great about Kenny's Psychic Hotline is there's always somebody there for you when you need them.
I was unhappy with my job, so I called my psychic, and he told me that he saw me moving to a new city and getting an exciting new job, and that through my job, I would meet my future husband. He was right. I have a fabulous job and a wonderful new man in my life. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. It could happen to you.
Our lives are very much like the fog. We can't see exactly where we're going. That's why you should call my psychic hotline. My psychics can tell you what lies ahead for you. They'll set you on the right course, a course that will lead you to success. That might be in wealth, in career, or in romance. But make that telephone call now.
A year ago, Kenny predicted that my sister and I were going to business together, and we did. Since then, I've had the chance to talk with several of Kenny's psychics, and let me tell you, they're great.
You know what makes Kenny's hotline really special is that all of his psychics share Kenny's concern for you.
As your psychic, I can help you give your life new meaning. So call now.
If you've got questions about love or money, I can give the answers.
Remember, no problem is too big or too small for your psychic. If it concerns you, it definitely concerns us.
Make that call now. We've decided to invite someone up from our live audience to call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. What's your name? Topaz? It's a beautiful name. Thank you. Just press that button.
No, don't. I want to give you some advice, as well as I want to give you some advice at home. Before you make that telephone call, Topaz, and before you, sweet spirits, make that telephone call, get a pencil and get a pad. Have your questions ready. Be relaxed. Meditate perhaps a few minutes before. Just say, oh, sweet spirits, please come in and give me the answer that's right for me. Remember, sometimes your psychics may give you an answer that's perfect, but you feel it's wrong at the moment. And don't say no to them so quickly. Listen to their story. Listen to what Spirit is telling them. Topaz, please, press the button. Your psychic's on the line.
Hello, my name is Doris. Please say your name 3 times.
Topaz,
Topaz, Topaz.
I see a change in your life, Topaz. You'll be in much better shape financially by the end of this year. Do you have a question for me?
Well, I just made a career change. Is it a good move?
It's a wonderful move. This is a great time for you. I see you right up there near the top rung of the ladder of success.
Ooh, thank you. Thanks.
You like that?
I love it. Thank you.
Topaz, just before you leave, I want to explain something. People at home might wonder if one of your psychics, or all of them, would say to you, repeat your name 3 times. Now, do you know why that happens?
No.
Because they must pick up your vibrations, because they're working, many of them, through clear audio. You understand now?
Yes.
So you say it 3
I
times for that reason.
Okay.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, I'd like to introduce you to one of Hollywood's most popular stars. You know her from such films as Saturday Night Fever and as the star of the television series Out of This World and Angie. Please welcome Miss Donna Pescow.
For your own reading, call 1-900-454-2552. $3.99 a minute. You must be 18.
Hello.
How are you, sweet spirit?
I'm fine. I don't know if you remember this. We met several years ago. We both did a Merv Griffin show, and you were a regular on that show all the time. And I was so disappointed I never got a reading. And I was hoping, now that I'm here today, maybe you would catch up and do a reading for me.
We have a piece of your jewelry that you
yes.
will get back. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sweet spirit. Everybody here, please, in the audience, would you uncross your legs as all of us will on stage here? Thank you. May I ask for your cooperation, your sincere cooperation of taking the palms of your hands and rubbing them together, really rubbing them together. You'll get a chill. Either you'll get very, very hot or you'll get very, very cold. Thank you. All right, thank you. As I touch this vibration, I want to tell you, dear one, that you will do a play by Tennessee Williams, who walks down the aisle.
Tennessee Williams?
Yes.
He's my favorite playwright.
He's coming. You will do Laura, he says. You will do Laura in the Glass Menagerie.
Yes. That's one of my favorite plays. Oh.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh.
I call Kenny's hotline quite often. One evening a few months ago, my psychic, Jean, told me that I shouldn't go to work the next day with my carpool. She'd been right about lots of other things, so when the carpool arrived the next morning, I told them that I had some things to do and to go ahead without me. When I got to work, I found that my carpool had gotten into an accident. Nobody was seriously injured, but I'm so thankful that my psychic was there to warn me. Give them a call. They sure helped me. They'll help you, too.
I've been calling Kenny's psychics for the past 8 months, and I find it really reassuring what they have to say about the future.
My psychic, Judy, said I was having some romantic problems. Well, I am in between relationships right now, and she said I was going to meet someone soon. Hey, I can't wait.
Kenny's hotline has made me take on a whole new direction in my life.
Take my advice. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline.
I called my psychic, Lisa, about my lost dog. Lisa told me that a lost and found sign would appear within the next couple of days. And she was right. I found my dog and I couldn't be happier.
Our marriage was in trouble, but my psychic Laura said, don't worry, hang in there. She saw everything working out, and she also saw a new baby coming into our lives. So I hung in there.
I'm glad she did. Our marriage has never been better. And we just found out that Paul is pregnant.
Thank you, Psychic Hotline.
I met Kenny about 10 years ago, but I just got my first reading today, and he was really amazing. He talked about things I'd only thought about and no one else knew, and he was right on the money.
If you're like me, you'd like to know what the day holds for you. Am I right? Well, that's why I start each day by calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. You see, my psychic Ellen, she tells me what I can expect. That way I know what to do and how to handle the situation when it happens. No surprises. Give them a call. We can all use a little help getting through the day. Excuse me, I've got a call, Ellen.
Do you have questions about romance, career, money? Pick up the telephone right now and call my psychic hotline. It could change your life forever.
Since I started calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, my life's turned around.
Make that call.
Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline made my dreams come true.
Make the call.
I just love the Psychic Hotline.
Make that call now.
Do you want to know the future? Get the guidance you need to make the right decisions and the right choices in your life? The answers are out there, trust me. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline now. Take control, please, of your destiny.
thank all of our guests for appearing on the show today. Ted Lange, Sharon Farrell, and Donna Pescow. And thank all of you very much for joining us. Remember, if you're searching for answers regarding your career, romance, or money, look no further than your telephone. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline at the number on your screen. It's a call you won't regret. And who knows, it might even change your life.
Make that call right now, sweet spirits. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, if only I called earlier. When you feel that impulse, do it. Follow it. You won't go wrong, I promise you. And please join us in our motto. Don't limit yourself to saying, have a nice day or have a nice night. Please always say, have a very nice forever.
And now, Kenny Kingston reveals the fate of these 3 prisoners who escaped from Alcatraz over 30 years ago.
Did these prisoners make it to safety or not? Though no trace of these 3 men were ever found, pieces of their homemade raft were found right over there on Angel Island. It's commonly believed they drowned in these icy waters right here in the bay. Now, during the past few days, I've spent time, a lot of time, right here on Alcatraz. And I've received some very strong impressions. Strong impressions. These impressions I would like to share with you. Do you remember the 3 men who supposedly escaped from Alcatraz? Frank Morris and Andrew and Brothers, Clarence and John. I went into trance.
National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a tornado warning effective until 3:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Marion County in central Indiana. At 2:23 p.m., a state emergency official relayed a report of a tornado on the ground 1 1/2 miles east of Plainfield, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. People in the path of this storm should seek safe shelter immediately. If you are in the path of a tornado, the safest place is in a basement. Get under a workbench or a piece of sturdy furniture. Once again, the National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a tornado warning effective until 3:15 p.m. for Marion County in central Indiana.
Problem. And they give me the answers that I need.
He was right on the money.
I suggest that you pick up the phone and try it. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too.
Make that call now.
Work with your psychic. They're here to aid you, to comfort you, to guide you. Please make that call now.
Don't forget to call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline at the number on your screen right now.
Don't delay. Make that telephone call now. Destiny lies with you. Remember, sweet spirits, my psychics are always there when you need them. So please, make that telephone call right now.
The preceding was a paid program for Your Psychic Experience presented by Gold Coast Media Incorporated.
The proceeding was a paid commercial program. WXIN is not responsible for statements made and claims implied.